Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode with your girl Audrey Codner from ACG Math Tutoring. That's algebra, geometry, and even college algebra. So we are flipping the script. I know last time we did fractions and I said, you know what, we're gonna do decimals. And then when I stopped down and thought about it, no, we're not. I think that for us to continue on this trail of slopes, because I've been getting a lot of people sitting here asking me, what's going on with slopes, Audrey? I still don't get slopes. And now they're talking about parallel and perpendicular. So listen to the people, give them what they want. So that's what we're going to be working on today. We're going to do slopes of parallel and perpendicular lines. So as you guys are coming on in, go ahead and start tapping, because we are only going to aim for about 1 hour. That's it, 1 hour, and we're just getting all our stuff in here. So if you have paper, let's go ahead with some paper. If you have your patience ready to go ahead and get your patience ready to go. Hello, Janice. How are you? All right. Hello, Brenda. Thanks for coming on in. Hello, Murphy. Welcome on in. All right. So we talked about slope last time. So as you guys are tapping in, I'm going to get you guys all situated. So slope is just another way of saying your rise over your run, as well as, if I may bring my Greek letters in, I'm going to bring in my delta, which is our little triangle here. So it's the change of my y's over the change of my x's. So for my rise can either go up or down. Okay, I felt like T-Pain for a second. Shorty went up, down. There we go. So then with the run, we're going left or right. I know that's left and I know that's right. Just wanted to switch it up. Okay, I'm doing all right. Hello, Sasha. How are you? All right, so we are looking at slopes. But then again, we have to add this other component. What does the word parallel mean? Okay, so we know the symbol. It's basically two lines right next to each other. But what does it mean? Oh, excellent. Hope you're using it. All right, so what does it mean? That means these two lines are doing what? They're getting close to each other. Are they intersecting? What are some of the things that we know about parallel lines? So, probably people are typing, so I might want to give them a little time. Thank you guys for coming on in and joining in. Hopefully this is something that you guys are either currently doing. I know some people are taking classes, and especially the college algebra classes, and I know your finals are coming up on the 30th. So if some of you guys are still looking for a little extra help in the tutoring, I still have my special of $47. All right, and it's even cheaper when we do small group rates. So do not fall asleep on that. Don't wait until the 11th hour, because guess what? You're not going to be able to memorize everything in the 11th hour. All right. Okay. All right, so parallel lines. Parallel lines are not perpendicular to each other. Okay, parallel lines, I think you got mixed up. I think you mean reflection, something. All right, so parallel lines, they never intersect. Okay, the one thing that we know about parallel lines, they definitely have the same slope. Okay, they have the same slope. Different y-intercepts, but the same slope. Okay, so if one graph has, or one line has, their slope is a +4, that means the other line will also have a slope as a +4. Now that can save you a lot of time just getting to know this, especially when you're dealing with the multiple choice questions, that, hey, we gotta see what's going on, right? All right, we got to see what's going on. So if you look at the answer choices and you say which one is parallel to a given line, now you can actually just look directly at the slope and see which ones is going to be exactly the same as the original question. That will save you so much time than just sitting there calculating. And I'm going to show you an example of what I'm talking about. Okay. Yeah, you can watch my the replays. No problem. So the next thing we have is perpendicular lines. Perpendicular looks like an upside down capital T. All right. With perpendicular lines, they don't have, like, say, different slopes. They have what's called opposite reciprocal. I always spell reciprocal wrong every time I do it. Reciprocal. There we go. Or reciprocal. Now, I'm going to walk you through what is considered parallel and what is considered perpendicular. Okay, so I'll show you examples of what I mean by opposite reciprocals. That should be plural. Yes. Okay. Girl, it's summer, take a break. I would love to take a break, but here's the thing. There's a lot of people that are taking summer courses, and they're starting to blow up my DMs. Hence, that's why I'm here. You know, when there's a need, Audrey's going to be there until the good Lord takes her off this earth. Okay? I know. All right, so, hey, Robert, how are you? Reciprocal. Thank you. I know I always spell it wrong. It's always the I or the O. Here we go. All right. I know you are. All right, so this is what we're going to do. Yes? All right, cool. We got our numbers. So let me give you our first one. So if we're given the slope, my m, as 1/2, and I want to know what is the slope that is parallel to that, as well as perpendicular. Okay, almost looks like a body. Here we go. So when we're saying parallel, remember we said that parallel lines have the same slope. So if my slope is going to be 1/2, parallel will make it my slope, and I'm going to put the parallel lines underneath it. That means my slope is also going to be 1/2. Because parallel lines, they have two different y-intercepts, but they're going and they're traveling in the same direction, so they have the same slope. But if my original slope is 1/2, let me zoom a little bit, and we want to get perpendicular, this is what I mean by opposite reciprocals. Opposite meaning one is positive, the other is negative. Okay, so that takes care of the opposite. Reciprocal means the flip. So since we already have it in fraction form, that means the 1 and the 2 are going to exchange. So now we have 2/1. And if I wanted to, I could simplify this a little bit further to say my slope is a -2. Okay? So since it was positive, this one has to be negative. This one was 1/2. This one gives me a whole number of 2. Okay? All right. Oh, thank you. Yeah. I know. Yep, I spell usually. It took me a minute to get perpendicular down. All right. So now let's take a look at this one as soon as I get my pen. All right. So let's take a gander at this one. So let's say my slope is a -4/5. So if my slope is a negative 4/5. That means the slope of the parallel lines is also going to be negative 4/5. Okay, parallel lines have the same slope. But then for perpendicular, we have to do the opposite reciprocal. And I'm going to tell you guys, on the test, they may have the reciprocal. And the reciprocal of this, oops, switch over, like throwing pens all over the place. The reciprocal of this is 5/4. Okay? If it was a negative 5/4, and trust when I say this, they will make that into one of the options. But they will forget to bring in the opposite, which of course we already did. Originally it was a minus. Now it's positive. 1 minute it's negative, then it's positive. That's the opposite. And the reciprocal is when you flip the fraction. So instead of 4/5, it's 5/4. And do not make it into a mixed number. Because remember, slope is supposed to be a fraction, regardless if it is an improper fraction or a proper fraction. Slope is always a proper or improper fraction. Do not make it into a mixed number. Okay? Cool down your obsession for a moment. All right? Okay. So this is what's happening. Now, what happens if I give you, and we're just going to do one more, and then we're going to start doing a little bit of application. So let's say that we have let's say we have 3 as my slope. Okay. So you guys are going to put into the chat. Okay. So what will be my slope of a parallel line if my original slope is a 3? Put it in the chat. So we got Cynthia with a negative 1/3. Cookie, hello Cookie, with 3/1. Dalulu is saying 3/1. Up 3, right 1. Okay, so it's still going to be the same as the original, which is 3. Okay, if you put 3/1, that's fine as well. But if we're doing this perpendicular, now for the perpendicular, I think that's what Cynthia was kind of going for. Okay, do we agree with Cynthia with the negative 1/3? Okay, so Truth Seeker is saying -3. Okay, so you got the opposite part, Truth Seeker. But what about the reciprocal? Okay, Shannon's saying yes, a negative 1/3. Michael, hello Michael. Cookie's saying yes. Good. All right, so the opposite would be negative. The reciprocal, remember, if it's a whole number, anytime it's a whole number, it's over 1. Then if we do the flip, you got your negative 1/3. Now, when you're dealing with the negative slope, remember, it's one or the other that's going to be negative. Both of them are not going to be negative. Because remember, if you have a negative divided by a negative, that will give you a positive. All right? Okay. All right, so let's see what we can do. Let's see if we can tap a little bit, because now we're going to start doing a little bit of application. Okay? A little bit of application. So let's see if we can get up to, 5 real quick. I think we can do that. We were at 3.7. We can do it at 5. Nice and easy. All right, so as you guys are tapping, I want to see if we can start spreading the word, because if you guys are thinking about getting your GED or test, ASVAB, TEAS test, and you're just scared to death about the test itself, or even college algebra, guess what your girl is about to do for you? Again, this is what I do. I just think about you all day. Isn't that nice that you got someone to think about you all day? I will be presenting a mock practice test. Now, in order for you to do math, you have to practice. Okay? You have to practice. So this is what I'm doing. I'm blocking out basically 6 days. All right? We have 2 Wednesdays, 2 Saturdays, and 2 Sundays. Okay, so the Wednesdays and the Sundays, they're going to take the place of our lives. So I'm going to go early on those days. And then Saturdays is like in the morning. All right, so 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So what I'm going to do is each day is a different test. Okay, so there's a total of 6 tests. So each test has like 35 questions. It's going to last about an hour. So I'm telling you this ahead of time. So if you have significant others, if you have kids, all that, you're going to have to tell them, go sit down somewhere. So just go sit down somewhere. We're going to block it off. So no like, honey, where's my shoes? Or, mommy, I want more milk. No, right from this time to this time, that's it. And I know it's 2.5 hours. You're like, man, that's a long time. But the 59 minutes, basically an hour, we're going to actually take the test. You're going to sit in your home somewhere. I'm going to give you a link to the test, and we're going to sit together and be accountability partners. So you're sitting there, you're taking the test. You're not asking any questions. You're just working your way through the test as best as you can. Try to get the motion of the ocean of it so we can get all that strength and anxiety of taking the test, put that to the back burner. Then after the test, I'm going to go over those answers. All right. That's when I'm going to actually record the replay. Obviously, I'm not going to record you taking the test because that's just weird. All right. But I am going to record all the replays of how I'm going to solve it, breaking it down step by step. So if you want the replay of it, hey, and you want the copy of the test, you can do that. And I have a lovely price of that for $25. But there is going to be an entry fee because just like everything else in life, when you guys get something for free, you don't appreciate it. So we're going to put a fee to it. So entry, $10 for my TikTok subscribers. So if you're not subscribed to my channel, which my channel is free, by the way, remember, I'm not bougie yet. Go ahead and subscribe. So it'll be $10 for subscribers, $15 for non-subscribers. And we're actually going to walk you through this test. I'm going to show you basically all the algebra components, and I'm making the test up as we go along. And not as we go along, but this is what I'm doing. So it will kind of lessen that anxiety. So you can see what you can do, how you can do the test, and how you can break that down. So if you are interested in there, there is a button at the bottom of your thing that says service. Make sure you hit that service button. I know this sounds so disgusting on my end, but here we are. All right. But if you click on that, it'll answer a couple of questions and it'll tell you what to do for the next steps if you're interested in it. Okay. So I'm giving up time to make sure that you're going to be okay for taking this test. Okay. All right. You already failed. How do you say you already failed, B. White? You just started. How do you start already? Will you post this? Cause I'll forget to start time. Yeah, I'll post it. Okay. Just that. Okay. All right. B. White, come on. All right. So pass it around. Create a post for me. You know. Pass it on. You know there's a lot of people that are taking this test. You know there's a lot of people that are struggling. So pass the word on. All right? I'm going to try to pass the word on myself. All right. So let's get going. Right? From my math. Okay. Definitely, Sasha. Not a problem. Okay. Remember, I am available. Yeah, I have a total of 9 slots left. So it's like, wow. So we have y equals negative 7x plus 2/5. And I know you see the fraction and you're freaking out. No freaking out. Okay? First off, what is my slope for this equation? I got my master's in education now. Yes, there you go. Negative 7 over 1. Yes, negative 7. Good cookie. Okay, so have you noticed you didn't have to do anything with the fraction? Okay, so when they ask you what is your slope, boom, you go right to the coefficient of your x. Whatever the y-intercept is, we're not dealing with that right now. If they're asking for the slope, you go straight to that coefficient of that x. So that is going to be your original slope. So if I want the slope that is parallel to that, and if I want the slope that is perpendicular to that, what would I write down? Okay. Hello, sir. All right. What would I write down? What would be the slope that's parallel to the slope of our equation? Well, thanks, Mike Princess, for the follow. Blenda, Dark Blenda, thank you for the follow. Okay, good. Shay, we have negative 7. Good. Cookie, negative 7 over 1. So it is the original. Okay, so if it's parallel, it's exactly the same. So negative 7. If you want to put negative 7 over 1, you could put negative 7 over 1. But what would my slope be for perpendicular lines? There you go. There you go, Chuck Prime. So we got perpendicular. So we got 1/7 negative reciprocal for perpendicular. Yup. So careful, Cookie. There we go, Cynthia. What's different, Cookie? All right. So since it is a negative, that means this has to be positive. And then you flip it. So then you have 1 over 7. Yes, it's going to be positive. There you go, Netra. There you go. Hey. All right. Excellent. Yes, there you go. She was like, I was right. Excellent. So let's take this a step further. They're like, oh no. It's okay. So if we have 3x minus 5y is equal to 10. All right. Yeah, so it has to be reciprocal. There you go. Yep, so you have to do the reciprocal in order for them to meet. There it is. Now, for this one, what's different? Okay, what's different? Okay, good. Is it Shay? I want to say. Okay. Hey, Jess. We got Y is in standard form. Michael R. It's not solved for Y. Good. We don't have a fraction. That's true. Looks like you have to move 3x to the other side. There we go. And why are we doing that, Cookie? Is because we're trying to solve for Y. Okay? Just like some of you guys said, this is in standard form. Okay? Standard form, that means my x and my y values are on one side of the equal sign and my constant is on the other. But we want to move from standard form to this slope-intercept form. which is that y equals mx plus b. So basically, we're solving this equation for y. All right? So, just like Cookie said, I need to move my 3x. All right? So how do I move my 3x to the other side? Okay, am I going to add it or am I going to subtract it? You can put the symbol if you don't want to type the word. I'm good with that. And if you're not sure, remember, so if you're not sure, remember you got question marks. That's the answer as well. Good. All right, so we got subtract, we got add, we got Chris with subtract. Hey, Chris, welcome back. We got Casey. Hey, Casey, welcome back. Minus, same subtraction, E-baby. E-baby. We got minus. Okay, Cynthia, we got minus. Caitlin, we got minus. Okay, Cookie saying subtract 3x. Inverse ops, yes, sir. We got that. Sasha saying add, subtract. Now, this is the reason why I did this type of problem, because a lot of people get it mixed up. So, this minus sign is associated with the 5y. When you look at signage, it's always to the left of the number. Okay, left right here gives me an L. That's my left side. Okay, that's my right side. Okay, so if we want to solve, right now, this -5 is attached to that y. So we need to move 3x to the other side. Okay, so it's almost like you in the club. Here's you, here's your boo. Here comes this little couple trying to act all kinds of crazy. So what do? We subtract them away from us. Get away. Go ahead. Go over to number 10. Yeah, with their freaky side over there. All right? So that means that 3x minus 3x will give me 0. But we don't need that 0 as a placeholder because we still have this -5y that needs to come on down. All right, so it's just you and your boo. You're having fun. Oh, your music's playing. We don't really care what's going on over here, but just in case, you got your -3x, those crazy people, and they added themselves over to with the 10. But now, your boo's acting up, okay? Dancing on tables, hugging up on other people. Psh, you know what? We gotta divide you out of here, okay? We're going to divide you out. Bye. Bye, Felicia. The things that go on in my head, I wonder. This is why I'm by myself. Okay, so -5 divided by -5, that gives me a 1. And if you want, you can say a 1y or just y, because the 1 is always assumed to be in front of that variable. And it's going to be positive, because a negative divided by a negative gives me a positive. So now, bring down my equal sign. Then over here, we have -3 divided by -5. And negative divided by a negative is a positive. So that gives me 3/5. And I bring down the x. Now we have a positive 10 divided by a -5. When the signs are opposite, my answer is always going to be negative. Okay? See, you were a positive person in a very good relationship with yourself. Then here comes this negative ninny coming into your life. Now both y'all negative. And then you always wonder, what happened to my girl? She was so nice. And then she got hugged up with this person. Bam, negative. All right? So this will be our equation of the line. I know, right? I try to keep math interesting. Your brain ain't braining today? That's all right. It's Sunday. Okay, you forgot to simplify? Yes. Always try to simplify as best you can. So a negative and a positive is negative, Chris. Okay, when the signs are opposite, your answer is going to be negative. Okay? All right. pretty well, right? Okay, it's all about relationships. I mean, you guys watch Love Island and all that craziness. Well, my thing is 90 Day Fiance or Match Me Abroad. I don't know why I watch these things, but here we are, all about the drama. So, but since that's our equation, what's my slope? Okay, what's my slope? Good. Okay, whatever is the coefficient. Nice. Good. Whatever is the coefficient of your x, regardless if it's over here or if it's back here, because sometimes they flip these two around. Whatever is the coefficient of your x, that's what you keep your eye on. So after you did all this work to figure out what your slope is, now you can answer those questions. Like, what is the slope of the parallel lines versus what is my slope of perpendicular lines? Go ahead and put that in the chat. What's the slope of parallel lines versus what's the slope of perpendicular lines? Okay. So Shay's saying 3/5 and -5/3. Count Me In is saying the parallel is 3/5. Cynthia is saying 3/5 and -5/3. Count Me In saying the perpendicular is -5/3. Keep, flip, change. There we go, Michael. Keep, flip, change. Okay. So this one you will keep. You're going to change the signs and you're going to flip it. Good. So the parallel lines is going to be exactly the same. So that will give us our 3/5. Good. KFC. Are you hungry? And then the perpendicular will be the opposite, meaning the signage goes from positive to negative, and reciprocal, meaning you're going to flip. So it gives you your 5/3. All right. Super hard? Nope. Keep, flip, change. Yep. KFC. All right. Well, thanks so much for the follow. Let's keep it going. All right. So now I'm going to take it one step up, and then basically we're going to be done. Okay. Word problems that make your head hurt. Oh, I know. But sometimes it's just a matter of you're trying to absorb the whole entire word problem. Now, first off, you read the question so you have a good idea of what you're looking for. All right? So if you're ever given one of those weird word problems, you read the question so you can get an idea what you're looking for. Then you underline anything that has to deal with numbers. Okay, sometimes the word problems, they will actually give you the equation of the line. And all you have to do is just plug stuff in. So when you read the whole thing, no. Just no. No one cares that Vicky went out to the store and bought 50 watermelons. Only in math, people are just so obsessed with fruit. They're obsessed with tacos and burritos. They're obsessed with trail mix that they put chocolate chips and some kind of nuts in there. They're obsessed with watermelons and peaches and fruit. Only in math, people are buying some crazy amounts of fruit. Like, you need that much fiber in your body? Like, calm it down. My goodness. All right. So that's what you do when you're looking at word problems. Don't just read the whole entire thing. read the question first, and after you read the question, underline what's going on, and you could probably pull the information out to make a sentence. Okay? Most of the word problems I encountered, just trying to figure out what the equation is. Yep. Is there any way I can see the video after the live? Yes, you can. You want to rewatch? You want to experience the shenanigans called Audrey Codner? God bless you. And also, yes, you can go here. Okay, all I have to do is just say here. So all my replays, you can go here. And that's another thing, guys. If anything, they're talking about TikTok being tits up in sometime in September. Maybe, maybe not. No matter what, I'll be here. Okay? So I'll be here. Okay, this is my name. This is the name of the title. You can just type in ACG Math Tutoring. And while you're there, I want you to do these 5 things. 1, do this. 2, do that. 3, do this. 4, do that. And 5, do this. I promise you with this last one, I'm not going to bombard you with notifications. I promise you. Okay? It might be like 1, maybe 2 a day. Okay? All right. Right? What is the FC? Everyone has different names. Is it for teacher certification for 5 through 9? Because I do tutor. Yes. Yep. Okay, that'll be the whole thing. Okay, yes. There's so many different names. Just call it the praxis and let it go. Yes, I can. So if anything, go ahead. You can just message me and we can take it from there. Doubt that they will replace it. I know. I doubt it too. It's probably just some kind of hodgepodge like they did last time. Like, let's take it away for like 12 hours. Everyone's freaking out. But they didn't realize that helped TikTok a lot because more people signed up for it because it was so taboo. Yeah. Thanks. For doing work. Have I already eaten dinner before doing work? Not really. Why? What's up? I try. Keeping damn test by 11 points. Okay, 3 times. All right. 3 times already. Hey, that's fine. And I'll be truthful. When I took my practice, it took me 11 times. 11. But I wasn't as skilled as I am now. But yeah, I get it. All right. Yeah. Well, thank you. I know. But see, that's the only thing is you just have to keep at it. Just keep at it. All right. Yep. But again, that was a long period of time. And then they start. But here's the funny part. They want teachers, but they have people jumping through hoops to be a teacher. It doesn't make any sense. And then you don't pay as well. And then you're like, oh, we're short teachers. Well, no. I'm going to try to keep my comments to myself. All right, so let's say we have, let's say 3/4. 3/4 x plus 2. So let's say we have a line and we want to find the equation line that is parallel to this equation, and it must pass through this point 8, 3. Ooh. Okay. You can only teach math. I don't understand what I'm missing to teach 7th grade. No, you're not missing anything because remember, they're also testing you above 7th grade. And you're like, dude, I'm not even going to be teaching that. So why should I have to know that? Because they want you to get some advanced stuff. So if they need to move you, they can move you into 9th grade. Because no one likes to teach 9th grade. No one. Like, no one. Right? I know. Exactly. Right? I'll say it again. No one. All right. So let's walk through this. first off, if we need another line that's parallel to this equation and it passes through this point, the first thing I need is my slope. What is the slope of our original equation? Okay. You guess? I guess what? 3/4? That's a very good guess because bad gal, good job. Yes. You're correct. It is 3/4. Okay. Good. Hey, Reed, how are you? Count me in. Awesome. All right. So we always get that coefficient of your x. That's your m. Now they're saying that the line has to be parallel. So that means the slope of the line that we're looking at is also going to be 3/4. So that's helpful. Okay. I'm doing good. Doing good. All right. So now we have a slope, but they're saying that the equation of the new line has to pass through this point 8, 3. So if it has to pass through 8, 3, that means 8 is my x value and 3 is my y value. So what we could do, hey, Big Al. No, that's during the week. 9:30 is during the week. On the weekends, I try to do 7. I know, it's crazy. Oh, how'd you know she was? All right, well, thank you. All right, so looking at this information, we're looking for an equation that's going to be in that slope-intercept form. So if we recall correctly, slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. We're going to use this information. Let me highlight it. As soon as I can find my highlighter. All right, so let me highlight it. This stuff is what we're going to use to plug in. Now, I know some of you guys are like, oh, we can do point slope. That'll be great. You get right to it. I'll show you point slope. That's fine. But since you already have this engraved in your DNA, why don't we use it to our advantage? So that'll be one less equation that you have to deal with when it comes time for you to do your assessment. So all we're going to do is plug this information into this formula. So my y is going to be the 3. My m is going to be the 3/4. My x is going to be the 8. And then we bring down the plus b. So basically, we're going to solve this equation for b. We need the y-intercept. We know that our slopes are going to be parallel. So remember, when you do this, knowing that parallel lines have the same slope, remember, you're looking at a multiple choice test. So if you look and you notice that the slopes, if you see anything that's the opposite reciprocal, boom, cancel that out. If you see something that's been flipped and even the signs are the same, boom, that's out. Okay? So now we just have to do a little bit of operation to find our y-intercept. All right, so now we have 3/4 times 8. Don't freak out. We can do this one of two ways. I noticed that the 8 and the 4, basically multiples of 4. I could reduce that, okay? If you want, let me show you off to the side here. So if I have 3/4 times 8, I could reduce the 8 and the 4. So you can see. So if I divide this 4 by 4, I get 1. If I divide this 8 by 4, I get a 2. Then what's left is 3 times 2, which gives you 6. That's one way of doing it. Another way, you have your 3/4. You can make that 8, that whole number of 8, into a fraction. By putting it over 1, you're not devaluing the 8, okay? You're not making any arrangements. If you feel comfortable, you can multiply straight across horizontally. So 3 times 8 gives you 24. 4 times 1 gives you 4. Then you can divide. 24 divided by 4, that'll give you 6. No matter what, you're going to get the same answer. Okay? So you can either cross simplify, or you can put over 1 and just multiply, then simplify or divide. All right? Awesome. Okay? Not so much ignoring the y-intercept, but that will help you do process elimination when you look at the order pairs. When you look at the equations and you're looking at your answer choices, okay? Yeah, it's just like a way just to do process elimination. So we know our answer over here is 6. All right, so that means we have 3 equals 6 plus our b. All right, so now what do we do? What do we do? What do we do next? Thanks for the follows, guys, and the likes. My goodness, almost at 20. Woo. Subtract, good. Subtract 6 from both sides, good. I need you in middle school. Hey, I'm here. Okay, minus, good, Jess, minus, that's it, Robert. So we're actually going to subtract the 6, okay? This is you. This is that one person in the bar that you're just like, ugh, can you please leave me alone? I just want to chill. I knew I should have went to Bible study instead of this, So you want to eliminate them from your life. So you bring down your b, and then 3 minus 6. Okay, 3 minus 6. There you go, Big Al. Right on top of it. That's it, Jess. There we go. All right. There we go, Caitlin. Nice. Don't do mental math for this. It's okay. It's okay. You can, really. You have $3. You want to spend $6. Guess what? You're short $3. All right? So sometimes everyone gets so mixed up with the integers. And I was thinking about just doing something with just integers. And I'm like, no, I can incorporate integers with other things. So we can kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone type of thing. All right? So now, and I know there's a rule of it, but just think about it. Think of it as money. Okay? There's a positive 3. That means I got $3. Negative 6. That means I want to spend $6 because I'm crazy. Right? So that means I'm short $3. Okay? Yeah, that's the only way you're learning it. There you go. Yes, that's what you got to do. So now, we can put it together. We figured out our slope. Remember, our slope was 3/4. Okay? We used this point to help find the b, the y-intercept. So that means the equation of the line that is parallel to that original equation, and it passes through points 8, 3, is y equals 3/4 x minus 3. Okay? So we had to know what parallel lines, the slopes of parallel lines, what they do first. That's what we had to figure out first. Then we had to use the point that it had to go through in order. So you don't have to sit there and graph it like, oh, okay, let me make a graph. You can, but it's going to make you all kinds of cray-cray. Okay? So that's why you have your y equals 3/4 x minus 3. Oh, I'm glad this is so satisfying. I love how you say I don't use math anymore. Yes, you do. The lies you tell. The lies! I mean, I know you're not sitting around like, let me find out the calculation of the distributive property. Like, no, I know you're not talking like that. But you actually do math every day. I mean, you making the decision what you want to eat, that's math. You're making the decision, just making decisions, period. You know, we all are like one decision away from being arrested, okay? But you sit down and you make that decision. So that is useful math. Okay? We all are. Like, seriously, how many times have you said, you know, I wish I could, but I'm glad you didn't because you would be in jail right now. Overflowing, right? Overflowing. So, yes, it's really, we try not to make it too technical. That's what I do. Oh, yeah. Unfortunately, we all know that paying bills. Yeah, that's a math that no one wants to deal with, but at the same time, you have to deal with it. And then paying taxes, like no one wants to deal with taxes because it's so complicated, or they make it complicated, or make it think that it's complicated. But that's why you got all those people that you charge for. Sure, of course I can. You love slopes? Okay. All right, so let me see if I can do one that is, let's see if I can do one that's more perpendicular. Okay, we can do this one. So we have y equals, we have 3/7 x minus 1. And we're looking for the slope or the line that's perpendicular. And it passes through point 3, -1. Okay, I think that's all. Yes, X means example. Oh, you don't have to hate this. Come on. It's because you don't understand it. No one introduced it well to you. Tilted Halo, how are you? Okay, when are we going to chat up so I can get you ready for your course? Yes. Don't worry. Yep. And that's the thing. Oh, thank you for the gifts. I know you've been really busy. I love the stuff. Love the new supplies. I've been following. I've been stalking. One day I will purchase. But I've been stalking. One day I will purchase. But yes. Well, thank you for the follow, Jessica. All right, so as we're setting this up and people are coming in, I really want to let you know, if you guys are thinking about getting your GED like recent and you're doing your college algebra, ASVAB, TEAS test that's coming up, and you want to do a mock practice test, okay, I am offering mock practice tests. Let me unzoom a little bit. Okay, I'm going to keep doing these things. It's roughly like 35 questions. We're actually sitting down. You're kicking the kids out. You're kicking your significant others out. You are sitting at one spot and you're actually going to be doing a practice test that I'm going to give you. You sit down for roughly like an hour. It's 59 minutes, 35 questions. And then afterwards, I'm going to go through that sample test. Now, if you want the replays, if you want the actual test, the copy of the test, not a problem. It's like $25 each. The entry level is $10 for my subscribers. So if you're not a subscriber to my TikTok channel, why not? It's free. Go subscribe, save yourself $5, right? And then I will be checking who is my subscriber and who's not. So don't try me. Okay, so we have $15 for non-subscribers, and it's going to be starting this coming Wednesday. So plan everything out. I'm going to put some posts out there. All right, so it's going to be 6 times I'm going to do it. So Wednesdays, Sundays are at 7 to 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. And on Saturdays, it's going to be 10 a.m. to 12:30. Yes, 2.5 hours, because I'm just incorporating just in case you guys have a lot more questions than anything else. Okay? All right. So definitely put that in there. Message me if anything there at the bottom of your screen that has something called service. Hit that service button, and then there's some little more additional information there on how, if you are interested in signing up. So I would definitely be doing this as a commercial for the rest of the time until that last Sunday on the 27th. Okay? Alrighty. So what is my slope? What is my original slope? It should be at the bottom. It's not really subscript. I think you have to give me like one of those hearts with the one thing on the back. I think that's where it is. Okay. I'm kicking my boo out. You're kicking your boo out. What? So 30. Okay, yes, 3 7s. Michael, what's happening? Oh, you're kicking your boo out. Oh, I get it. I'm so slow sometimes. Okay. Yes, there it is. Yes. So like the heart with the little thing over it. That's how you become a subscriber. All right. So if this is your slope, what would be the slope? Oops. Oh, you don't want to do it now? Okay. You don't want to shrink? All right, fine. Fine. Okay. Ooh. Wait. Things flying everywhere. All right. So. The test. My boo's kicked out. Okay, yeah. Took me a minute. All right. There you go. So, for perpendicular, what will be my slope for a perpendicular line? If my original slope is 3 7s, what will be my perpendicular? Hey, thanks for the follows and the gifts. My goodness, guys. All right, what do you think? Put it in the chat. What do you think? Okay, so Jessica's thinking 7/3. You're very, very close, Jessica. Hey, Kaya. Saying 3 and -7. Caitlin's saying -7/3. Okay, thank you so much for the rose. Appreciate it. Okay, is it -1? Close. Okay, so Kaya's switching over to -7/3. Princess is saying 7. George is saying -7/3. Is this the same George that used to come earlier in the like a few months ago? I haven't seen this name in a while, so that's what I was wondering. That'd be so funny if it was. I'm like, hello, George. Well, thank you. Thank you. There we go. Matt's saying -7/4. Jessica's saying -3/7. Okay, Matt's still... Oh, Matt's went to -7/3. Hello, George. It's like, I don't know, I panicked. It's okay. All right, thank you for the rose, Michael. All right, so let's think of it. We're doing the opposite reciprocal. So if this is positive, that means the opposite will be negative. And reciprocal means that you're going to flip it. So my numerator will be 7 and my denominator will be 3. Okay. Do we see it? Oh, okay. I know, you were flipping back and forth. I'm getting dizzy. It's here, it's there, it's this, it's that. Okay. So if my original is positive, that means for the perpendicular, the next one's going to be negative. If my original is 3/7, that means for my perpendicular is going to be 7/3. All right? Okay. All right. So now we have our slope of the line that we need to do, but they also want it to go through 3, -1. Okay? So we're going to use this. This is my x value. This is my y value. Okay? So we're going to try to put it in that slope-intercept form. So slope-intercept form. We got our y equals, I'll put it underneath here. We have our y equals mx plus b. Okay. Holy. All right. So my y is going to be -1. My m is going to be -7/3. The x is going to be 3. And then we have our plus b. Reason why I write the 3 like this is because since I'm going to do multiplying, I could put it over 1. So it's not devaluing the 3, it's just transferring it into a fraction. Okay, there we go. So you can do one of 2 ways. We could either multiply straight across and then divide, or we can cross simplify. There you go. Janice is like, I ain't playing around. Cross that stuff out. Well, just cancel it, Audrey. We ain't got no time. So the reason why these 2 can cancel is because we have a 3 in the numerator, a 3 in the denominator. So it's almost like me saying 3 divided by 3. 3 divided by 3 will give me 1. So we got 1 here, we got a 1 there. So now what's left is I got my -1 equals -7 times 1. That gives me a -7. And then my plus b. Are we okay? All right, good. There we go. Good, Caitlin. Good read. Okay. All right. So now, what do we do next? What do we do next? All right. AAA, thank you for following. So we're going to add. So we're going to add the 7. Yes, we are. Good. We're going to add the 7. Excellent. So let me add the 7. Always do the inverse. So -7 plus 7, that will give me 0. But I don't need the placeholder because I still have this b that can come on down. All right, so what do we got? Get b by itself. There you go, Jessica. Good. Okay, Reed saying we add the 7. Yes. Okay, Sakai is saying that it's going to be a positive 6. All right, let's see. So you owe me $1. You pay me $7. Oh, you must have overcharged me $6. Okay. There we go. All right. So we now have the y-intercept. There you go, Reed. Now we have the y-intercept that we can create our equation of the line. So since we got our b and we know our m, let's put it all together in the equation. So that means our equation is y equals my m, which is a -7/3, x And then our y-intercept, which is a +6, a +6. So make it into a +6. And that's your equation of the line that is perpendicular to this original equation, and it passes through that point 3, -1. Okay, how are we feeling? All right. Okay. Feeling okay? All right. Any questions? Because I just wanted to kind of give like a little bit of sampling. Okay, Jessica, makes sense. You're feeling good, Big Al? Awesome. Feeling good? Nice, Michael. Awesome. All right. So, couple things, just in case for people that don't know. Feeling okay, Princess? All right. So, inside this notebook, I created this notebook. Yay. Okay, to give you room for your formulas. And if you want to, you can also write down your steps on how to solve or how to simplify, okay, parallel and perpendicular lines. So from here, I have like roughly like 100 pages. Okay, this is book number 5. But inside, I also give you factor sheets from 1 to 200. I'll also give you the rules of integers, especially when you just can't remember and you're like, wait, what was multiplying? What was dividing? What was adding? What was subtracting? Then you have them in the back of this book. In addition to the order of operations, we got the properties of exponents. We're looking at linear and quadratic equations. So we looked at slope. Here's, remember, standard form. We talked about that. Slope-intercept form. We didn't quite do point-slope form. I might throw that in there before I skedaddle. But then also your properties of quadrilaterals. Then you start getting into some advanced things. We got the area of the sector, arc length, volume, surface area. Then if you can't remember your whole signs about area and perimeter, or if you're talking about a circle, circumference. Then we have our Pythagorean's theorem. We also have our SOHCAHTOA. Then the trig identities, you'll probably see that mostly like in pre-calculus, but it's there. And then also the lovely unit circle and also its little traits at the bottom. So if anything, this is my math notebook. I call it the ultimate math notebook because there isn't any math notebooks out there. Like none. This is it. There's no one else that's doing math notebooks. All the notebooks nowadays are basically designed for elementary age kids or journaling. Okay? So if we take a look at all this, if you want, you can order your own. There's 2 places where you can do this. Okay? One, you could go here. I can't say the word because I'll be banned. But I only get 50 cents a book. But you can go here, which is my personal bookstore, okay, if you want to order your own. You can also go to, wow, not there. I thought it was there. I'm over here flashing stuff. Okay, you could go here, which is my website, which you'll see if you look at my name. You can take a look at that. But you have like your math notebooks. I'm working on a workbook, actually. That's going to take me a minute to get together because I need to get all this other stuff situated. But for the most part, if you like my notes and you're just like, oh, Audrey, like I like your handwriting and I want your notes. What can I do to get your stuff? Well, all you have to do is order Audrey's Notes. Okay, so Audrey's Notes is a play on Cornell Notes and also Cliff Notes. And what it is just a collection of all my notes that I've done through TikTok since February the 2nd. This is this one's volume 3, but volume 4 is already out. And what happens, if you notice, there's a QR code. So if you scan the QR code, it will take you directly to the live that's associated with these notes. So you can use it for mediation. You can use it for maybe enrichment. People can just follow along. It'll be great for homeschool. It'll be great for classroom stuff, all of that. So it's going on both sides. And you actually like see it in color. So it's not just black and white. Everybody's books are all in black and white. But we like to see color, especially males. All right. They really travel along with different types of color. All right. So I have that. I have my math notebooks. I also have private tutoring if you're interested. Also, if you want some courses, I have a course that's already going on for GED, ASVAB, ACCUPLACER, and Algebra. And with this one, it's kind of going back to after July, it's going to be going to 2 30-minute tutoring sessions. Okay, so if you want to do the advanced or the regular. All right. So, do I do one-to-one? Yes, I do. I do one-to-one all the way up to pre-calculus, but I also help people with college algebra and intermediate math. That's like one of those math classes that you have at the community college. That's not really accredited, but you need it to get to what you need to do. And I know you probably haven't seen that math since you were a fetus, and they're expecting you to remember everything in a matter of, 7 weeks? Sure. Like, no. But that's what they think can happen. So if you do need assistance, go ahead and reach out. I do watch lessons on video, or is everything explained in your workbook? Do I watch lessons? Oh, you do to watch the lessons on the videos. So yes, it's a video. So the workbook I haven't created. So I was just like relying on people to do notes, but then people were just like, it'll be awesome if I had a workbook. But it does come with practice sheets. It does come with quizzes. And it comes with answer keys as well. So that's what all comes down to, Brenda. All right. Yep. So Sprague or Spragger? Sprager? Yep. So I think that's all I have for today. Any other questions? So yes, I do one-to-one tutoring. Yes, we have the mock. And if anything, you can definitely go here. All these papers, right? You can definitely go here for the replays. Give me some time, because sometimes TikTok, it usually happens on the next day, because sometimes downloading it is just a bear. But all I would love for you to do right now, I have 500 subscribers on that. Remember, it's free. Yeah, I'm not bougie yet. So you can go ahead, you can hit this, you can do this, you can do this, and do this over at the YouTube channel. Or, Can I see the last 2 equations? Sure. All right. Okay. Any other questions? So if you want to do that mock, I know probably you're like, I can't really do Wednesday. Well, then remember, each day is going to be a different test. So it's not going to be the same test every day. Yeah, I made it that complicated for myself, but it will be beneficial for you as well. So if anything, no problem, Jessica. If anything, if you want to become a subscriber to me here on TikTok, one, that will help my subscriptions. And plus, I really didn't know what the heck I was going to do with the subscriptions anyway. Everyone's like, you have to get subscribers. And I'm like, for what, man? I have no idea what I'm doing. Math-wise, yes. TikTok, I'm still learning. Every day is an adventure. Every single solitary day. So when it comes down to the mock, go ahead and there's a button that says service. It will kind of answer a couple of questions on there, and for you to be able to direct message me if you are interested in this. If you know of anyone that you're like, oh my gosh, this will be so cool, because I really want to alleviate the stress and the anxiety of taking a test. The only way you can do it is to practice. And I know for a fact, a lot of you guys, the way you practice is you flip through the book, you kind of do some of the problem, then you kind of cheat a little bit when you flip the answer key over so you can see, am I doing it right? And most of the time you don't understand the answer key anyway. So I'm not saying that you can't, not capable, but it's just like you haven't been given the experience to have this stuff broken down to you. And that's what is getting very frustrating. Okay? Yes, Tilted, definitely. Okay? So make sure, sign up. Reach out to me, DM me if you have to. If you can't find that service button, and you just message me. I'm always checking the requests anyway. So if you have to send a request message, that's fine, because I always check the requests, because that's where all my sugar daddies go. Supposedly everybody wants me to be their sugar baby. Yeah. Maybe in a couple of weeks. You never know. I'm working hard to stay off the pole as much as I can. But I know. I'm hearing all kinds of OnlyFans type thing of people getting thousands of dollars just to sit in a chair and eating cereal wearing a turtleneck. Are you serious, people? Are you serious? I send you one, right? Sometimes, I don't know. We don't know what they're asking for. They're like, yeah, I'm paying for it, but eventually you're going to have to pay up. So be safe with that one. All right. So anyway, I think you had enough of my foolishness today. But if anything, definitely reach out for the practice. If you know of anyone that it'll probably benefit them, please let me know. But I will be live tomorrow. What is tomorrow? Tomorrow, I'll be live twice tomorrow, actually. I'll be live at 1 o'clock, because that was my Mondays. I'm switching things up. So 1 o'clock, and also I'll be live at 8:30. Nope, 9:30. I lied. So we had to go back to that PM part. So if anything, tomorrow, what am I doing? I know I'm simplifying radicals. I did promise, I said I was going to simplify radicals with somebody. And there was something else I was supposed to do, probably with slope. I think it was system of equations. I think so, but I have to take a look at my notes. All right, so how do I get in to get your books? Oh, for my books, you want... One day I'm going to get my life together. You can go here. Yeah, I tried to do TikTok shop. Just not my thing. I'm sorry. You need quadratic equations? Okay, I can do that tomorrow night. Because I think that's what I was doing. Because I knew one of them was radicals and the other one had to do something with linear. I think it was quadratic equation. Yeah, it was definitely a quick live. Yeah. Because I have a lot of little things that I need to do. And I just wanted to kind of get right straight to the nitty of the gritty. Yep. Alrighty. Okay, got it. Awesome. All right. So, if you have any questions, okay, so that helps me. Now, Bella, what is it about quadratic equations? Because this can go any which way possible. What is it about quadratic equations? Is it like graphing them, like on the table? Is it... What are you guys currently working on? Okay, got it. Awesome. Or if anything, let's do this. Bella, reach out to me. Ow. Started walking again, guys, and I'm like, yeah. All right. So Bella just messaged me what exactly we're doing with quadratic equations. If it's just a matter of like a T-chart, I can do that. And the graphing, I can do that. All right. Aw. So can we go 40K before I leave? Come on, there's 40 of y'all. I know. You guys probably thought, oh, we got plenty of time. No, I'm trying to wrap up. I'm going to be trying my hardest to go to bed at decent hours. And then, of course, I'm starting to read this amazing book, Built to Serve. Have you guys ever heard of it? You'll read the first couple sentences and you have to put the book down because it will really, it will really get you motivated. Okay. All right. Good. So what's the topic, Robert? You're going on at 10? Yay, 40. Oh, that's perfect. All right. Thank you, guys. And we're going to talk about tangent. Ooh, seat lines. I'll try to come on because I know I need help with that. All right. Well, tangent lines are pretty cool. All right, everyone. So, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for your time and attention. Proofs. Oh, Jessica. Oh. I despise proofs. I just sound like a Disney character right there. But see, my thing is when it comes to proofs, there's so many different ways you can approach things. And I think that's what my agitation is, because then I'll have some teachers like, no, you got to do it like this. And I'm like, why do you need to do all that extra? Well, so yeah. Thank you. You don't know what that is? That's all right, Reed. That's okay. I do not want to poison your minds with that. Algebraic proofs make sense. It really does. It makes sense. But when it comes to and then proving triangles are congruent, it took me a minute, but now I'm like, oh, that makes sense. But then when they come to the other tactics and how do you know that this angle is parallel to this angle and that, I'm like, I could look at it, but you got to prove everything. So yes. All right. I'm going to go to therapy now. Thank you, Jessica. But yeah, proofs, I would say that's a one-to-one thing, because I think there will only be just you and I on that live, to be honest with you. But leave me alone. But if anything, if it ever cuts close to that and you do need help with proofs, I will suck it up and we'll be able to figure it out. Because the way I do it, you'd see how I do things, I do it very simplistic. And some people are like, no, you got to go here, then all around, all over the place. And then you can get right back where we're just at. So what was the point of all that? All over the place, couldn't you just go here, here, and here? Well, that's not the way it's supposed to be. Ugh. But anyway, I digress. All right, so have a lovely... I know, all that around about. It's so unnecessary. Just point A, point B. Boom. Okay, sometimes you gotta go on a couple tangents. All right, a little sidetrack. Just like if you're traveling on the road, you gotta step over and see the biggest ball of yarn. You got to. I want to see it. What happens? And then you go back to your destination. Get it? But we don't have to be driving all the way in the desert and then we have no gas. It's like, it's craziness. So, all right, I'm getting off. I will talk with you guys tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as well as 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yes, I go twice on Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. All right, talk with you guys later. Love you. Bye.